back in with another video, guys. Woo. Man, I had to shut my live down earlier, man. I ain't want to shut my live down, man. But y'all already know what the deal is. Y'all know the slogan, man. When you come in the room, man, double tap that stream, smash that like button, share the video out. Definitely leave a comment in the description. You know what I mean? If you subscribe to the channel and you haven't turned on your post notification bells, now is the perfect time to do so. If you're new to the channel and if you're a returner viewer, please subscribe to the channel, man. Need all the subscribers I can get, man. Let's flatfoot get it, talk about it. I'm heading home. I'm gonna stay on live because I got some stuff I want to show y'all today. Got a couple videos I want y'all guys to check out, man. You feel me? So yeah. But anyway, with that being said, guys, look at here, man. Joe Biden is upset with Donald Trump. And when I show y'all the videos, y'all gonna understand why Joe Biden is upset with Donald Trump. I was gonna go fishing today, man. Yes, I was finna literally go fishing. I said, you know what? Tomorrow's the 4th. No telling what I'm gonna be doing. I don't really do no celebration. You know what I'm saying? But I might not be on live tomorrow, man. I may not even drop no content tomorrow. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But the day is Wednesday, man. You know, workflow day or whatever, you know. So I said, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and check back in with my people, man. So y'all come on in the room, man. We're gonna talk about it until we get to the crib. Then we get to the crib, I'm gonna show y'all why Joe Biden and Barack Obama is upset with Donald Trump, man. Man, this is crazy, man. This is breaking news, bro. This is breaking news, I'm telling you. Boy, look at here, man. How can you be mad at somebody because you effed up yourself? Didn't nobody tell you to allow them illegal immigrants over here? Didn't nobody tell you to do that, bro? You did that because you wanted it, because you wanted to. You wanted to abuse your power. You wanted everybody to know, oh, I'm the president. I can do what I want to do. Well, you know what? That's finna be stripped away from your ass. August, September, October, November, 4 months. 4 months, Joe Biden is history. Up out of the White House. Get up out of there. We never needed you in there from the beginning, dog. We didn't need you in there from the beginning because you haven't done nothing for us, man. And you upset with Trump right now because they granted him immunity? Because they told Trump you free to campaign now? That's what you mad about? That's what you want Barack Obama to do? Get up there and talk for you? Because you ain't got balls to talk for yourself? Or you don't know how to speak for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Father time catching up with you. What is it? What is it? What is it, Joe? You done destroyed our country, man. We ain't America no more, man. Ain't nobody, don't nobody fear America no more, bro. They don't give a damn about America. They don't care about our missile defense system. They don't care about our weaponry. They don't care about our ammunition. They don't give a damn about America. All they want to do is trick sleepy Joe Biden ass to come over there in their country, hit him with a sob-ass story so he can keep giving them billions of American dollars. All that money that he giving them people, you know what they doing? They using that money to build some high-powered fucking missile defense systems over there. So when they flip on our ass, when it's time to go to war, they gonna be prepared and ready. Because all that money that Joe Biden gave them like a fucking idiot, they used it to fund their military, bro. That's what it's all about, man, to fund the military, bro. Come on, man. We done had some crooked presidents, bro. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, George Bush, y'all remember 9/11? Who remember 9/11 other than me? Who remember 9/11 other than me? When all those people lost their lives in the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, bro. Who remember that? Want me to tell you what happened with that? That was a fucking setup, bro. The President Bush had something to do with that. Don't y'all guys know we have a missile defense system set up that can detect shit from thousands and thousands and thousands of yards away? Could have shot those planes down. but they allowed those planes to penetrate the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, right? So they can go to war with those peoples over there in Iraq. It was all about oil. They wanted to take control over the oil. That's what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all think Colin Powell stepped down from Secretary of State? Because he was in the blind at first until he started doing the knowledge and realized that Bush actually set that shit up. He stepped down, but guess what? You had this bootlicking ninja, Condoleezza Rice, step in and take over Colin Powell's position, right? And I'm only bringing that up just to show y'all, man, that these presidents are not perfect. They do a whole lot of shady shit behind closed doors. And Joe Biden is doing shady business right now. Your son get found guilty for the possession of illegal firearms or whatever, but you want to try to ridicule Donald Trump's name and throw him up under the boat, up under the bus. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Do y'all want this ninja as your president? Absolutely not. Man, we up just last week, we was up to 30 illegal immigrants in America. That number then jumped up to 43 million, guys. 43 million illegal immigrants subtotal is over here in the United States of America. They just killed the 12-year-old girl. They just killed a mother of 8. They just killed another woman and badly beat her daughter. Why? Because Joe Biden took the initiative to say, you know what? Y'all can come on over here, man. Come on over here and experience what the American dream is like. And look what happened. We losing people, man. That's right, free America, bro. Free America. Do y'all understand what's going on, man? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Are y'all locked in or y'all tapped in? Or your mind is set on voting for Joe Biden? Huh? Joe Biden? My president? No, sir. No, sir, absolutely not. But then you gonna call Barack Obama up and be like, yo, Obama, I need you to come for the next debate in Massachusetts and Boston, and I want you to speak for me. I got this medical issue, this medical situation. I done lost my voice. This is what Biden, from my understanding, this is leaked information. And I'm finna show it to y'all guys. I'm heading home now, man. I'm riding, bro. I'm trying to get to the house. I was gonna go fishing today. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was gonna go fishing, but I'm tired of starting my live videos and not finishing them or ending them like I'm supposed to. So I said I'm gonna sacrifice for the people today because I want the people to see what's going on. Y'all see what the description say on my platform. I'm just messenger, man. I'm just a messenger. I'm just here to relate, share, translate, give it to you raw and uncut, and let y'all guys decide how y'all want to take it or whatever the case may be. But I understand we have a lot of people that just still locked in on Joe Biden. Y'all think Joe Biden is going to save America. It's not going to happen. When they send that $2,800 stimulus check to my mailbox, I'm going to rip that shit up. I don't want it. Period. I don't want it. Come on, man. We struggled for almost 4 years, bro. Especially the black people. You gonna wait till it's time to run for election to come around to try to get somebody something? Man, get the hell up out of here, bro. I'm not going for it. I'm not money hungry. You feel me? I'm not money hungry, bro. I'm not going for it. By no means necessary. I'm not going for it, man. And that's just the bottom damn line. It's time for Joe Biden ass to go down. Men in black. That's what that represents. Men and black. My black people, my white people, let's come together. Let's come together, man. Fuck all that racist talk. All of that, we don't care about that. Let's come together and get Joe Biden up out of office, man. And get Donald Trump back in. Donald J. Trump. Back in the Oval Office. However, let me slow down for a little bit. However, for whatever reasons, if Donald Trump do not win, right? How do y'all feel about Michelle Obama? Drop it in the chat right now. You right, man. This Democrat generation is dangerous. Boy, you, woo. Boy, where you from? Boy, you hit that on the money, homie. And I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Like guys, I've been a Democrat all my life. I'm talking about all my life. I've been a Democrat, bro. I never, a Republican? What? I felt like Republicans were the bloodsuckers of the poor. And meaning they take from the poor and make the rich richer. That's how I define and classify Republicans. But after this, after what I just bear witness to for almost 4 years with sleepy Joe Biden, I never become a Democrat again in my life. I would never, absolutely not. I don't care. Barack Obama can come back in office. I'm not no Democrat. I'm not going to allow just because he's a black man to make me say, okay, oh, we got a black president. He a Democrat. I'm finna be Democrat. Absolutely not. I beg your pardon. I beg your difference. Sweden in the building. What's up, Sweden? Man, I got people all the way from Sweden tapping in. That's what I'm talking about. I hope you subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button. Double tap that stream, man. Let's Flatfoot get it. I'm almost at the crib. I'm going to flip the camera, man. I'm almost at the crib. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm not even going fishing today. I'm finna go to the house, and I'm finna show y'all exactly what I've been talking about. Bottom line. Point blank period. Y'all want to see it? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to show y'all why Joe Biden is mad at Donald Trump right now. That's what I'm finna do. That's exactly what I'm finna freaking do. And I got me a better tripod. Y'all already know how it is. When I get excited, man, I talk 1,000 miles per hour because I'm upset with this whole entire freaking situation, man. I'm just like totally upset with this entire situation. How they just trying to blackball Donald Trump, bro. They trying to make Donald Trump seem to be a bad person. Trump is not a bad person, bro. Trump is for the people. Trump is for the American citizens. Trump wants to make America great again. And the only opportunity Trump will get to make America great again, we gotta all put our pride to the side, even for those that don't like Donald Trump. Vote this man and get him back in office so he can get this country back right. Because like I tell y'all, don't no other country fear us, man. Don't nobody fear no damn America right now. Nobody, not even Iraq or Iran. They don't fear us. For real. Russia and Japan, they don't respect us, bro. Putin and them don't respect us. You know what I'm saying? The man manipulating Joe Biden, man. Over there in the Middle East, where the war going on at. They manipulating Joe Biden out of billions of American dollars, man. They over there building shit right now, getting prepared. So when we go to war, they already ready to fight us back, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Do y'all understand the significance and the dynamics of what I'm sharing with you, man? If Trump do not get back in office, man, we're going to be at war, bro. There's going to be no peace. Democracy, everything, man. Y'all got to think about all of this. It's a whole lot of stuff that's going on right now. I appreciate you for subbing, my brother. It's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. And we got to figure out a way to alleviate it before it happens. I don't want my kids or my nephews at a young age having to go out there and fight a fucking war that they didn't start because dumbass president don't know what the hell he got going on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, for real, man. Y'all got to understand, man. This shit is real, bro. This ain't a game no more. I'm talking about war over here on our own land, bro. Think about the millions and millions of Iraqis and all those other peoples that we done killed in war. It can be the same thing, man. History can repeat itself. Correction, his story. Because if you take that word history and break it down, it's a compound word. It's his story. That they telling the story the way they want to tell it. Just like Joe Biden, he's telling the story the way he want to tell it about Donald Trump. Trying to make the man seem out to be a bad person, but he's not. Donald Trump is not a racist. Donald Trump, the fleet free Kodak Black, pardon him, pardon Lil Wayne. The man departing a lot of people. So how can we say here and say this man racist and he done more for the black man when he was in office than Barack Obama? Obama ain't do nothing for the black man. Who he pardoned? Free Big Meech. Big Meech shouldn't still be in there. That man should be out. Barack Obama had an opportunity to free people like that. You see what I'm saying? He ain't do that. Come on now. Talk to me. Holla if you hear me, like Tupac say, man. Holla if you hear me, bro. Holla if you hear me. Like for real, for real. I'm not on here talking about nothing that don't matter. I'm not going to be on here talking about who just got killed, who slid on they op, this and that, the third. I ain't got time for that shit. I want to talk life. I want to put the peoples up on game. Let the peoples know what's going on. Do y'all understand what's going on right now? Talk to me. If you're a Republican, if you are a Republican, hit that like button. If you're a Republican in this chat, hit that like button. All my Republicans, hit the like button. Right now, let's flat-foot get it. Let's light this live up like the 4th of July. Let's bring the 4th of July in a day early. Let's light this live up, baby. Let's flat-foot get it. We want Trump, man. We want Donald Trump back in office. Bottom fucking line. And we gonna get him back in office. Bottom damn line. By all means necessary. Trump, we love you, man. We love you, Donald Trump. We need you back, man. We need you, bro. We need you to fix this shit that Joe Biden created, man. All this chaos and confusion. Get these damn illegal immigrants out of America, man. I'm tired of them killing our people. They killing our kids, bro. Raping them and shit, bro. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yeah, I'm at the crib. I'm at the crib now. Big facts. I'm at the crib. I'm at the crib. Y'all know what time it is. No, don't jump off now. Don't jump off now. I told y'all I'm not even going to go fishing, bro. I put this to the side for y'all, man. Don't leave this live, bro. Don't leave me hanging. Because if y'all going to do that, I go ahead and end it and go on fishing, bro. Big facts. I ain't even going to hold you. I ain't going for it. Told y'all I'm sacrificing. Y'all know I love the fish. For those that follow me a lot on my lives, y'all know I take that fishing to heart, bro. But I need to honor my word and go ahead and show y'all these clips, man. I got to. I need to show y'all why Joe Biden is mad at Donald Trump, man. Yes, sir. We finna play him. We finna play him. I'm in my man cave for y'all. I bypassed. I'm in the man cave. I had to come in my man cave. Let me get this damn TV on. Let me get this TV on. Let me get this suck on. I ain't playing with it. Bump Joe Biden. We need Trump. Bottom damn line. We need Trump. We need Trump. Bottom damn line. Let me get this thing set up. I ain't playing. Told y'all, if I tell y'all I'll duck and pull a truck, hook it up, I'm finna show y'all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I ain't even gonna do y'all like that. I told y'all I'ma play it. I'ma play it. I need y'all to support. What a phone at? Get tired of this shit. Fed up with it. Fed up with it. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, if I see a commercial come on, I gotta change it because I'm not getting hit with copyrights. If y'all rock with me, y'all can understand that. Period. Let's get it. Let's get it. Bingo. Okay. 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 Get out. Get that damn ad out. Let's get it. Find this remote. Turn me up. Turn me up so my people can hear it. Let's get it.
Well, you've been watching a special report. The nation's highest court has ruled that former President Donald Trump is entitled to some level of immunity from federal prosecution for official acts he took while in office. So we have a team of reporters and lawyers standing by to discuss this monumental decision, and we're going to start things off by bringing in attorney and former federal prosecutor Scott Frederickson joining me now. Also, we've got Katrina Kaufman standing by right there, but we'll talk to her in a little bit. So, Scott, let's dig into this. So this is very interesting. The conclusion was that indeed the president enjoys absolute immunity for his core constitutional powers. Yes. There's a difference between official acts and unofficial acts. But in the gray, there may be some interpretation. What's your reaction to the your initial reaction to the ruling?
Well, it's a ruling of historical constitutional impact. The Supreme Court has adopted a fairly bright line rule protecting the president's executive branch powers. So while the president does not enjoy absolute immunity, the court rejected the argument of the former president that he enjoys absolute immunity. The court does say the president is immune from official acts, and goes on to say that includes acts at the outermost perimeter of his official duties, and that the prosecution of the government may not inquire into the motives of the president for that. Now, the court went on and essentially said this goes back to the district court. Judge Chutkan now has to make findings between what's official acts and what's private acts. What's interesting here is the court went on and said, look, the conversation between the president and the vice president about whether the vice president would certify the election, that's within the official acts of the president. So that's clearly out of the indictment. Then it turned to two other areas to give guidance to the district court. One is it indicated that the president's activities with regard to the private slate of electors, the fraudulent slate of electors, as they have been referred to, the bogus slate of electors, that may be a private act, may be an official act. That's one of the things the Judge Chutkan has to determine. Likewise, it said, look, the president enjoys power to speak to the people, but in the conversations about the president had alleging that the election was stolen, that's also something that the Judge Chutkan has to make findings whether those activities falls within official acts or private acts. So this goes back to the district court for hearings. Now, let me add something else. I think what we're going to see a couple important things. One, Judge Chutkan is going to schedule hearings very quickly. Two, I think we'll see special prosecutor come up and trim down his indictment right off the bat. He's going to walk in the court and saying, look, I'm paring down my indictment. I'm taking out anything that might run afoul of this Supreme Court ruling. I'm only going to go with the charges that, in their view, are purely private, and then jump into the hearings that way in an attempt to move the hearings in a kind of fast-forward fashion. That said, it's hard to believe, and I think highly unlikely, any of the charges will go to trial before the election.
Really? See, I was going to ask you that, and you know,
When you're competing against the best, you have to elevate your game. That's why we invested $100 million in our U.S. manufacturing capabilities, hired the best minds who examined every possible variable to make Chrome Tour faster, with longer carry, and more consistency than Pro V1. But the goal was never just to compete, it was to win, and we're ready to do it. Try it and see why Chrome Tour is the new gold standard.
In a world where desire burns,
ow!
a brave sun goddess discovers the magic of Real Radiance SPF that gets her closer to the sun.
I understand that when we look at sort of the counts that the president is facing and the things that he's being accused of, there is kind of an overlapping between the public and the private. And you know, one of the things that the court is going to have to determine is for each decision that he made, whether it's, you know, pursuing a legal challenge in a certain state or the fake elector scheme or talking to the vice president, was he operating as a private citizen in his own best interest? Was he operating as a candidate in his own best interest? Or was he operating in the best interest of the American people as the president? And there's a lot in between.
There's a lot there, and you're putting your finger right on the problem that Judge Chutkan is going to have to address. So the Supreme Court took another step on that. Not only did it say, hey, look, the president is entitled to absolute immunity for official acts, but not for private acts, but it said the president is entitled to a presumption of immunity, and it's the government proof to rebut that. So that means it's not a question whether you or I, Judge Chutkan, thinks one way or the other way, official act versus private act. No, there's a presumption of immunity that applies. It's up to the government to prove during those hearings that those acts were purely private. If the government can't carry the day, then those charges are out and the president entitled to immunity.
And just a reminder, you know, to the public, that a lot of times when the president was talking about legal action, he was consulting with his personal private attorneys. He was consulting with Rudy Giuliani or Eastman, and they were sort of giving him guidance. Scotty, I want you to stand by for a bit. We've got CBS News campaign reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman standing outside of the courtroom. This is one of the most consequential cases of the session. Let's talk a little. This was a 6-3 decision, and the dissent written by Sonia Sotomayor was scathing.
Yes, I'm still reading through that, but there's this very powerful line that she said, with fear for our democracy, I dissent. And as you've been talking about, this is an incredibly consequential ruling. And I think another thing is that we could potentially see a sort of mini trial take place before the election as Judge Tanya Chutkan weighs what can still qualify in this indictment. And so potentially that could have witnesses and the country could see this trial play out in some form without a jury. But a really important thing that the Supreme Court has taken away here is that they're saying protected conduct can't even be introduced as evidence. And I think that that is a much more stringent line they've created than anyone was expecting here, because it seemed as though even if there were some acts of official conduct that couldn't be prosecuted anymore, that Smith would still be able to weigh those as evidence before a jury in a trial.
So then, you know, this begs the question about the timeline. I mean, we already knew that the timeline for this trial, or maybe no trial at all, was extended. The Supreme Court heard arguments in April, and there was all sorts of pressure to speed this process up. They chose instead to give us a decision on the last day, and it might very well be the last case on the last day of this session. The likelihood of any kind of decision, even whether or not it's to go to trial, happening before the election, I feel like it's getting slimmer and slimmer.
Absolutely. I think at this point, given what I've read so far, the actual trial seems impossible before the election. It looks like it would get pushed to 2025, but we could potentially see the mini trial that I was just talking about in the coming months. I think another thing that's important to point out is that this is supposed to be an originalist, textualist Supreme Court, many of these justices, and this is really not what the framers intended. They had come from a monarchy where the king had absolute power, and they very consciously did not write presidential immunity into the Constitution.
That was fantastic, Katrina. Thank you so much. We're going to bring in CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford. Jan, speed reader extraordinaire. The way you dig into this stuff is just—it's always I'm always so impressed by you. And one of the things that you were sort of reading was the dissent.
Now let's get to the
powerful word.
Let's get to the get to.
Can you talk a little bit about what Justice Sotomayor had to say? But also, I want to hear the counter argument from the Chief Justice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Katrina just explained what the dissenting justices believe. That
this why Joe Biden, man. Check this out. Oh shit.
I like it. It's mine. The prices blow my mind.
There we go.
There's a live look at the White House where President Biden is speaking.
Listen at this clown.
Courage to exercise the full power of the presidency. You also face moments where you need the wisdom to respect the limits of the power of the office of the presidency. This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, that fundamentally changed. For all practical purposes, today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what a president can do. This is a fundamentally new principle, and it's a dangerous precedent, because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, even including the Supreme Court of the United States. The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone. This decision today has continued the court's attack in recent years on a wide range of long-established legal principles in our nation. From gutting voting rights and civil rights, to taking away a woman's right to choose, to today's decision that undermines the rule of law of this nation. Nearly 4 years ago, my predecessor sent a violent mob to the U.S. Capitol to stop the peaceful transfer of power. We all saw with our own eyes. We sat there and watched it happen that day. Attack on the police, the ransacking at the Capitol, a mob literally hunting down the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, gallows erected to hang the Vice President, Mike Pence. I think it's fair to say it's one of the darkest days in the history of America. Now the man who sent that mob to the U.S. Capitol is facing potential criminal conviction for what happened that day. And the American people deserve to have an answer in the courts before the upcoming election. The public has a right to know the answer about what happened on January 6th before they are asked to vote again this year. Now, because of today's decision, that is highly, highly unlikely. It's a terrible disservice to the people of this nation. So now the American people will have to do what the court should have been willing to do, but will not. The American people have to render a judgment about Donald Trump's behavior.
No.
The American people must decide whether Donald Trump's assault on our democracy on January 6th makes him unfit for public office in the highest office in the land. The American people must decide if Trump's embrace of violence to preserve his power is acceptable. Perhaps most importantly, the American people must decide if they want to entrust the president once again, the presidency, to Donald Trump, now knowing he'll be even more emboldened to do whatever he pleases whenever he wants to do it. You know, at the outset of our nation, it was the character of George Washington, our first president, to find the presidency. He believed power was limited, not absolute. And that power always resides with the people. Always. Now, over 200 years later, with today's Supreme Court decision, once again, it will depend on the character of the men and women who hold that presidency that are going to define the limits of the power of the presidency, because the law will no longer do it. I know I will respect the limits of the presidential powers I have for 3.5 years, but any president, including Donald Trump, will now be free to ignore the law. I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent. May God bless you all. May God help preserve our democracy. Thank you. May God protect our children.
Let's now bring in CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang as we watch the president after his remarks. Weijia, the first public remarks for the president since that debate, and it pretty much starkly outlined what he says this election, that debate was all about, what this election is all about.
That's right, John. The campaign really hopes that today's ruling is a turning point for them because they want to turn the page on that debate that you just mentioned and focus on the very contrast that they've been trying to draw now for several months between President Biden and former President Trump. So you heard from Biden just there, really echoing what we've been hearing from campaign aides and from White House sources all day long, that this is a clear choice, they say, between somebody that they acknowledge, they say had just a bad night during a debate, versus a, quote, wannabe autocrat. And you heard there from President Biden painting again the picture of January 6th and what happened there with a stark warning that now he says Trump is emboldened to do whatever he wants. And the campaign pointed out earlier that this is what Trump wants and has admitted that he wants to seek political retribution and revenge. And they are saying that this decision today will allow him to do that. And so they're really hoping that this message resonates with voters. But John, even though they're saying there's nothing to see anymore with regard to the president's performance, of course, there are still many questions about what happened to him that night and why he was not able to verbalize all the things that he just did in these remarks to the American public. And I do think it's notable, John, that he had a teleprompter tonight and he made the decision not to take any questions from the reporters who were also in the room. The day after the debate, he also had a teleprompter when he was clearly more energetic and sharper than he was on stage during the debate. So even though, you could argue that this was a very different Biden from what we saw on the debate stage, I think, segment of the American public want to know where was he when it really mattered, when he was face to face with the person that he just warned against tonight, John.
And Weijia, is the White House saying anything about the second opportunity to take that case to Donald Trump in the next debate that they have scheduled for September to engage in what will be an even more closely watched debate than the first one, probably, in which the president would have a chance to make that case directly with the other man standing right there on the debate stage with him to keep this choice as sharp as the campaign would like to keep it? Have they been saying anything about that second debate?
Well, John, they have said that there are no changes, and the campaign has told CBS News that the president is committed to that second debate with Donald Trump in September. But there's a lot of time, John, between now and then. We don't know what the rules would be. We don't know if there are other incidents that might occur in which the president has similar episodes to what we saw on the debate stage, because while you're right in that it could be another opportunity to show the American public that what they saw on Thursday night was not representative of how he serves in the Oval Office, it is also an extremely vulnerable position for the president, because what if he had another performance like he did the other night? Would he be able to recover from that? And I have talked to Democratic sources who worry about that very thing because, as one person put it, he doesn't get another get out of jail free card. If he has the same kind of performance, then they believe that Donald Trump will surely win just based on that.
Weijia Jiang at the White House.
With Tivic, you can build trustworthy AI quickly and in compliance. It's centralized.
We're live from Georgia, a key battleground state in the race for the White House. In just moments, the current U.S. president will debate the former U.S. president as their party's presumptive nominees, a first in American history. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States and around the world to our studios in Atlanta. This is the CNN presidential debate.
This debate is being produced by CNN and is coming to you live on CNN, CNN International, CNN.com, CNN Max, and CNN Espanol. This is a pivotal moment between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump in their rematch for the nation's highest office. Each will make his case to the American people with just over 4 months until Election Day. Good evening, I'm Dana Bash, anchor of CNN's Inside Politics and co-anchor of State of the Union.
I'm Jake Tapper, anchor of CNN's The Lead and co-anchor of State of the Union. Dana and I will co-moderate this evening. Our job is to facilitate a debate between the two candidates tonight. Before we introduce them, we want to share the rules of the debate with the audience at home. Former President Trump will be on the left side of the screen. President Biden will be appearing on the right. A coin toss determines their positions. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer a question and 1 minute each for responses and rebuttals. An additional minute for follow-up, clarification, or response is at the moderator's discretion.
When it's time for a candidate to speak, his microphone will be turned on and his opponent's microphone will be turned off. Should a candidate interrupt when his microphone is muted, he will be difficult to understand for viewers at home. At the end of the debate, each candidate will get 2 minutes for closing statements. There is no studio audience tonight. Pre-written notes, props, or contact with campaign staff are not permitted during the debate. By accepting our invitation to debate, both candidates and their campaigns agreed to accept these rules.
Now, please welcome the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden. And please welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. Let's begin the debate, and let's start with the issue that voters consistently say is their top concern, the economy. President Biden, inflation has slowed, but prices remain high. Since you took office, the price of essentials has increased. For example, a basket of groceries that cost $100 then now costs more than $120. And typical home prices have jumped more than 30%. What do you say to voters who feel they are worse off under your presidency than they were under President Trump?
I got to take a look at what I was left when I became president and what Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do was try to put things back together again. And that's exactly what we began to do. We created 15,000 new jobs. We brought out the position where we have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. But there's more to be done. There's more to be done. Working class people are still in trouble. I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I come of a household where the kitchen table, things weren't able to be met during the month. It was a problem. The price of eggs, the price of gas, the price of housing, the price of a whole range of things. That's why I'm working so hard to make sure I deal with those problems. And we're going to make sure that we reduce the price of housing. We're going to make sure we build 2 million new units. We're going to make sure we cap rents so corporate greed can't take over. The combination, what I was left with in corporate greed, is the reason why we're in this problem right now. In addition to that, we're in a situation where if you take a look at all that was done in his administration, he didn't do much at all. By the time he left, things were in chaos, literally chaos. And so we put things back together. We created, I said, those jobs. We make sure we had a situation where we brought down the price of prescription drugs, which is a major issue for many people, to $15 for an insulin shot as opposed to $400. No senior has to pay more than $200 for any drug, all the drugs they could include beginning next year. And the situation is we're going to make that available to everybody, to all Americans. So we're working to bring down the price around the kitchen table, and that's what we're going to get done.
Thank you. President Trump?
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID. And when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929. By the time we finished, so we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess. He created mandates that was a disaster for our country. But other than that, we had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID, and nobody thought that was even possible. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce back jobs, a bounce back from the COVID. He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
Thank you. President Biden?
Well, look, the greatest economy in the world. He's the only one who thinks that, I think. I don't know anybody else who thinks that he had the greatest economy in the world. And, the fact of the matter is that we found ourselves in a situation where his economy, he rewarded the wealthy. He had the largest tax cut in American history, $2 trillion. He raised a deficit larger than any president has in any one term. He's the only president other than Herbert Hoover who's lost more jobs than he had when he began, since Herbert Hoover. The idea that he did something that was significant. And the military, when he was president, they were still killing people in Afghanistan. He didn't do anything about that. When he was president, we were still finding ourselves in a position where you had a notion that we were this safe country. The truth is, I'm the only president this century that doesn't have this decade, that doesn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world like he did.
President Trump, I want to follow up if I can.
Am I allowed to respond to him?
Well, I'm going to ask you a follow-up. You can do whatever you want with the minute that we give you. I want to follow up. You want to impose a 10% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. How will you ensure that that doesn't drive prices even higher?
It's not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cause countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and many others, in all fairness to China. It's going to just force them to pay us a lot of money, reduce our deficit tremendously, and give us a lot of power for other things. But he made a statement. The only thing he was right about is I gave you the largest tax cut in history. I also gave you the largest regulation cut in history. That's why we had all the jobs. And the jobs went down and then they bounced back, and he's taking credit for bounce back jobs. You can't do that. He also said he inherited 9% inflation. No, he inherited almost no inflation, and it stayed that way for 14 months. And then it blew up under his leadership because they spent money like a bunch of people that didn't know what they were doing, and they don't know what they were doing. It was the worst, probably the worst administration in history. There's never been. And as far as Afghanistan is concerned, I was getting out of Afghanistan, but we were getting out with dignity, with strength, with power. He got out. It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
President Trump, over the last 8 years, under both of your administrations, the national debt soared to record highs. And according to a new nonpartisan analysis, President Trump, your administration approved $8.4 trillion in new debt, while so far, President Biden, you've approved $4.3 trillion in new debt. So, former President Trump, many of the tax cuts that you signed into law are set to expire next year. You want to extend them and go even further, you say. With the U.S. facing trillion-dollar deficits and record debt, why should top earners and corporations pay even less in taxes than they do now?
Because the tax cuts spurred the greatest economy that we've ever seen just prior to COVID. And even after COVID, it was so strong that we were able to get through COVID much better than just about any other country. But we spurred, that tax spurred. Now, when we cut the taxes, as an example, the corporate tax was cut down to 21% from 39%, plus beyond that. We took in more revenue with much less tax, and companies were bringing back trillions of dollars back into our country. The country was going like never before, and we were ready to start paying down debt. We were ready to start using the liquid gold right under our feet, the oil and gas right under our feet. We were going to have something that nobody else has had. We got hit with COVID. We did a lot to fix it. I gave him an unbelievable situation with all of the therapeutics and all of the things that we came up with. We gave him something great. Remember, more people died under his administration, even though we had largely fixed it. More people died under his administration than our administration, and we were right in the middle of it, something which a lot of people don't like to talk about. But he had far more people dying in his administration. He did the mandate, which is a disaster, mandating it. The vaccine went out. He did a mandate on the vaccine, which is the thing that people most objected to about the vaccine. And he did a very poor job, just a very poor job. And I will tell you, not only poor there, but throughout the entire world, we're no longer respected as a country. They don't respect our leadership. They don't respect the United States anymore. We're like a third world nation between weaponization of his election, trying to go after his political opponent, all of the things he's done. We've become like a third world nation, and it's a shame. The damage he's done to our country. And I'd love to ask him, and will, why he allowed millions of people to come in here from prisons, jails, and mental institutions to come into our country and destroy our country.
President Trump, we will get to immigration later in this block. President Biden, I want to give you an opportunity to respond to this question about the national debt.
He had the largest national debt of any president in a 4-year period, number one. Number two, that $2 trillion tax cut benefited the very wealthy. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, or 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, childcare, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people are coming in. They're putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security. This man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security. These millions and millions of people coming in, they're trying to put them on Social Security. He will wipe out Social Security. He will wipe out Medicare. So he was right in the way he finished that sentence. And it's a shame. What's happened to our country in the last 4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people, they cannot believe what happened to the United States of America. We're no longer respected. They don't like us. We give them everything they want, and they think we're stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
This is the first presidential election since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. This morning, the court ruled on yet another abortion case, temporarily allowing emergency abortions to continue in Idaho, despite that state's restrictive ban. Former President Trump, you take credit for the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which returned the issue of abortion to the states.
Correct.
However, the federal government still plays a role in whether or not women have access to abortion pills. They're used in about 2/3 of all abortions. As president, would you block abortion medication?
First of all, the Supreme Court just approved the abortion bill, and I agree with their decision to have done that, and I will not block it. And if you look at this whole question that you're asking, complex but not really complex. 51 years ago, you had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives, everybody wanted it back. Religious leaders. And what I did is I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade and moving it back to the states. This is something that everybody wanted. Now, 10 years ago or so, they started talking about how many weeks and how many this, and getting into other things. But every legal scholar throughout the world, the most respected, wanted it brought back to the states. I did that. Now the states are working it out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought. Kansas, I would say the same thing. Texas is different. Florida is different. But they're all making their own decisions right now. And right now, the states control it. That's the vote of the people. Like Ronald Reagan, I believe in the exceptions. I am a person that believes. And frankly, I think it's important to believe in the exceptions. Some people, you have to follow your heart. Some people don't believe in that. But I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very important. Some people don't. Follow your heart. But You have to get elected also, and because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're radical because they will take the life of a child in the 8th month, the 9th month, and even after birth. After birth, if you look at the former governor of Virginia, he was willing to do this. He said, we'll put the baby aside and we'll determine what we do with the baby, meaning we'll kill the baby. What happened is we brought it back to the states, and the country is now coming together on this issue. It's been a great thing.
Thank you. President Biden?
It's been a terrible thing, what you've done. The fact is that the vast majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided. Supported Roe. And that's this idea that they were all against it is just ridiculous. And this is the guy who says the state should be able to have it. We're a state where in 6 weeks, you don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help. The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in, they talk about that. But here's the deal: there's a lot of young women who be raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
There have been many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world, considered the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up, and these killers are coming into our country, and they are raping and killing women. And it's a terrible thing. As far as the abortion is concerned, it is now back with the states. The states are voting. In many cases, it's frankly a very liberal decision. In many cases, it's the opposite. But they're voting, and it's bringing it back to the vote of the people, which is what everybody wanted, including the founders, if they knew about this issue, which frankly they didn't. But they would have, everybody wanted brought back. Ronald Reagan wanted it brought back. He wasn't able to get it. Everybody wanted it brought back, and many presidents had tried to get it back. I was the one to do it. And again, this gives it the vote of the people, and that's where they wanted it. Every legal scholar wanted it that way.
Staying on the topic of abortion, President Biden, 7 states, I'll let you do that. This is the same topic. 7 states have no legal restrictions on how far into a pregnancy a woman can obtain an abortion. Do you support any legal limits on how late a woman should be able to terminate a pregnancy?
I supported Roe v. Wade, which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state. The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about a woman's health is ridiculous. That's the last. No politician should be making that decision. A doctor should be making those decisions. That's how it should be run. That's what you're going to do. And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
So that means he can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia, put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it. So he's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die. That's the only circumstance in which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period.
Under Roe v. Wade, you have late-term abortion. You can do whatever you want, depending on the state. You can do whatever you want. We don't think that's a good thing. We think it's a radical thing. We think the Democrats are the radicals, not the Republicans.
For 51 years, that was the law. 51 years, constitutional scholarship said it was the right way to go. 51 years. And it was taken away because this guy put very conservative members on the Supreme Court. He takes credit for taking it away. What's he going to do? What's he going to do, in fact, if the MAGA Republicans, he gets elected, and the MAGA Republicans control the Congress, and they pass a universal ban on abortion, period, across the board, at 6 weeks or 7 or 8 or 10 weeks, something very, very conservative. Is he going to sign that bill? I'll veto it. He'll sign it.
Thank you.
Let's turn now to the issue of immigration and border security. President Biden, a record number of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border on your watch. Overwhelming border states and overburdening cities such as New York and Chicago, and in some cases causing real safety and security concerns. Given that, why should voters trust you to solve this crisis?
Because we worked very hard to get a bipartisan agreement that not only changed all of that, it made sure that we are in a situation where you had no circumstance where they could come across the border with the number of border police there are now. We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. By the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position. In addition to that, we found ourselves in a situation where when he was president, he was separating babies from their mothers, putting them in cages, making sure the families were separated. That's not the right way to go. What I've done since I've changed the law, what's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country. The border, all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do was leave it. He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people that are from prisons, people that are from mental institutions, insane asylum, terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now, all terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere. All over the world they're pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president. Brandon, just speak to him. But look, we had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history. There's never been anything like it. And people are dying all over the place, including the people that are coming up in
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
The only terrorist who's done anything crossing the border is one who came along and killed three, under his administration, killed an Al-Qaeda person come in his administration, killed three American soldiers. That's the only terrorist that's there. I'm not saying that no terrorist ever got through, but the idea they're emptying their prisons, we're welcoming these people, that's simply not true. There's no data to support what he said. Once again, he's exaggerating, he's lying.
President Trump, staying on the topic of immigration, you've said that you're going to carry out, quote, the largest domestic deportation operation in American history, unquote. Does that mean that you will deport every undocumented immigrant in America, including those who have jobs, including those whose spouses are citizens, and including those who have lived here for decades? And if so, how will you do it?
Just 1 second. He said we killed three people. The people we killed are al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, the two greatest terrorists, biggest terrorists anywhere in the world. And it had a huge impact on everything, not just border, on everything. He's the one that killed people with the bad water, including hundreds of thousands of people dying, and also killing our citizens when they come in. We are living right now in a rat's nest. They're killing our people in New York, in California, in every state in the union, because we don't have borders anymore. Every state is now a border. And because of his ridiculous, insane, and very stupid policies, people are coming in and they're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen. We call it migrant crime. I call it Biden migrant crime. They're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen before. And you're reading it like these three incredible young girls over the last few days. One of them, I just spoke to the mother, and they just had the funeral for this girl, 12 years old. This is horrible what's taken place. What's taken place in our country, we're literally an uncivilized country now. He doesn't want it to be. He just doesn't know. He opened the borders. Nobody's ever seen anything like. And we have to get a lot of these people out, and we have to get them out fast because they're going to destroy our country. Just take a look at where they're living. They're living in luxury hotels in New York City and other places. Our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't like the military at all. And he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody been worse. I had the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA He is the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that I approved. Choice, that I got through Congress, all of the different things I approved, they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy. But he has killed so many people at our border by allowing all of these people to come in. And it's a very sad day in America.
President Biden, you have the mic.
Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one. For example, veterans are a hell of a lot better off since they passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have insurance, and their families have it. Their families have it because what happened, whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered now. And his group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq, living right next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France for D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. I went to the World War II cemetery, World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker, you're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that was a made-up quote, suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines. He made that up. He put it in commercials. We've notified him. We had 19 people that said I didn't say it. And think of this. Who would say I'm at a cemetery or I'm talking about our veterans? Because nobody's taking better care. I'm so glad this came up, and he brought it up. There's nobody that's taken better care of our soldiers than I have. To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. It was made up by him, just like Russia was made up, just like the 51 intelligence agents are made up, just like the new thing with the 16 economists are talking. It's the same thing. 51 intelligence agents said that the laptop was Russia disinformation. It wasn't. That came from his son, Hunter. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now.
4-star general standing to your side who's on your staff who said you said it, period. That's number one. And number two, the idea that I have to apologize to you for anything along the line. We've done more for veterans than any president has in American history. And they now are in their family. The only sacred obligation we have as a country is to care for our veterans when they come home and their families and equip them when they go to war. That's what we're doing. That's what the VA is doing now. They're doing more for veterans than ever before in our history.
All right, thank you so much.
Let's move to the topic of foreign policy. I want to begin with Russia's war against Ukraine, which is now in its third year. Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO. Are Putin's terms acceptable to you?
First of all, our veterans and our soldiers can't stand this guy. They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him, that we've ever had. They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of information. As far as Russia and Ukraine, if we had a real president, a president that knew, that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine. A lot of people are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers, maybe triple those numbers. He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in. I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such a horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, that when Putin watched that and he saw the incompetence, that he should have fired those generals, like I fired the one that you mentioned. And so he's got no love lost, but he should have fired those generals. No general got fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, where we left billions of dollars of equipment behind. We lost 13 beautiful soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated. And by the way, we left people behind too. We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is he never would have invaded Ukraine. Never. Just like Israel would have never been invaded in a million years by Hamas. You know why? because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything. No money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him.
President Biden?
I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Look, the fact of the matter is that we're in a situation where, let's take the last point first. Iran attacked American troops, caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president. They attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is. He didn't do a thing when the attack took place, number one. Number two, we got over 100,000 Americans and others out of Afghanistan during that airlift. Number three, we found ourselves in a situation where, if you take a look at what Trump did in Ukraine, this guy told Trump, do whatever you want, and do whatever you want. And that's exactly what Trump did to Putin, encourage him, do whatever you want. And he went in. Listen to what he said when he went in. He was going to take Kyiv in 5 days, remember? Because it's part of the old Soviet Union. That's what he wanted to reestablish, Kyiv. And he, in fact, didn't do it at all. He wasn't able to get it done. And they've lost thousands and thousands of troops, 500,000 troops.
President Trump,
I never said that.
For 1 minute, I just want to go back to my original question, which is, are Putin's terms acceptable to you? Keeping the territory in Ukraine?
No, they're not acceptable. But look, this is a war that never should have started. If we had a leader in this war, he led everybody along. He's given $200 billion now or more to Ukraine. He's given $200 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't think there's ever been anything like it. Every time that Zelensky comes to this country, he walks away with $60 billion. He's the greatest salesman ever. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking anything. I'm only saying the money that we're spending on this war, and we shouldn't be spending, it should have never happened. I will have that war settled between Putin and Zelensky as president-elect before I take office on January 20th. I'll have that war settled. People being killed so needlessly, so stupidly, and I will get it settled, and I'll get it settled fast before I take office.
President Biden, you have a minute.
The fact is that Putin is a war criminal. He's killed thousands and thousands of people. And he has made one thing clear. He wants to reestablish what was part of the Soviet Empire, not just a piece. He wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. And then you think he'll stop there? Do you think he'll stop if he takes Ukraine? What do you think happens to Poland? What do you think of Belarus? What do you think happens to those NATO countries? And so if you want a war, you ought to find out what he's going to do, because if in fact he does what he says and walks away, by the way, all that money we give Ukraine and from weapons we make here in the United States, we give them the weapons, not the money at this point. And our NATO allies have produced as much funding for Ukraine as we have. That's why we're strong.
Thank you. Moving on to the Middle East. In October, Hamas attacked Israel, killing more than 1,000 people and taking hundreds of hostages. Among those held and thought to still be alive are 5 Americans. Israel's response has killed thousands of Palestinians and created a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Biden, you've put forward a proposal to resolve this conflict, but so far Hamas has not released the remaining hostages, and Israel is continuing its military offensive in Gaza. So what additional leverage will you use to get Hamas and Israel to end the war? You have 2 minutes.
Number one, everyone from the United Nations Security Council straight through to the G7 to the Israelis and Netanyahu himself have endorsed the plan I put forward. Which has 3 stages to it. The first stage is trade the hostages for a ceasefire. Second phase is a ceasefire with additional conditions. The third phase is the end of the war. The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas, number one. They're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept. In the meantime, what's happened? In Israel, we're finding the only thing I've denied Israel was 2,000-pound bombs. They don't work very well in populated areas. They kill a lot of innocent people. We're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they need them. And by the way, I'm the guy that organized the world against Iran when they had a full-blown intercontinental ballistic ballistic missile attack on Israel. No one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it stopped. We saved Israel. We are the biggest producer of support for Israel of anyone in the world. And so there are two different things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued. We continue to send our experts and our intelligence people as to how they can get Hamas like we did bin Laden. You don't have to do it. And by the way, they've been greatly weakened, Hamas, greatly weakened, and they should be. They should be eliminated. But you've got to be careful for using certain weapons among population centers.
Just going back to Ukraine for 1 second. We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together have spent 100 billion, or maybe more than that, less than us. Why doesn't he call them, so you got to put up your money like I did with NATO? I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any, they were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. He didn't do that. He's getting all, you got to ask these people to put up the money. We're over $100 billion more spent, and it has a bigger impact on them because of location, because we have an ocean in between. You got to ask them. As far as Israel and Hamas, Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. You're going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have, our strength lies in our alliances as well. It may be a big ocean, but we're ever able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe? What happens if, in fact, you have Putin continue to go into NATO? We have an Article 5 agreement. Attack on one is attack on all. You want to start the nuclear war he keeps talking about, go ahead. Let Putin go in and control Ukraine and then move on to Poland and other places. See what happens then. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about. And by the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine, including Japan and South Korea, because they understand that this kind of dislocation has a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained just to Europe.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
The problem we have is that we spend all the money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically. Their economy is about the same size as the United States. And they were no cars, they don't want anything that we have, but we're supposed to take their cars, their food, their everything, their agriculture. I changed that. But the big thing I changed is they don't want to pay. And the only reason that he can play games with NATO is because I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, and he's right about this, I said, no, I'm not going to support NATO if you don't pay. They asked me that question, would you guard us against Russia, at a very secret meeting of the 28 states at that time, nations at that time. And I said, no, if you don't pay, I won't do that. And you know what happened? Billions and billions of dollars came flowing in the next day and the next months. But now we're in the same position. We're paying everybody's bills.
Let's turn to the issue of democracy. Former President Trump, I want to ask you about January 6, 2021. After you rallied your supporters that day, some of them stormed the Capitol to stop the constitutionally mandated counting of electoral votes. As president, you swore an oath to, quote, preserve, protect, and defend, unquote, the Constitution. What do you say to voters who believe that you violated that oath through your actions and inaction on January 6th and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I don't think too many believe that. And let me tell you about January 6th. On January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world, we were respected. And then he comes in, and we're now laughed at. We're like a bunch of stupid people. What happened to the United States' reputation under this man's leadership is horrible, including weaponization, which I'm sure at some point you'll be talking about, where he goes after his political opponent because he can't beat him fair and square.
You have 80 seconds left. My question was, what do you say to those voters who believe that you violated your constitutional oath through your actions and inaction on January 6, 2021, and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I didn't say that to anybody. I said peacefully and patriotically. And Nancy Pelosi, if you just watched the news from 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, they say, but she's saying, oh no, it's my responsibility. I was responsible for this. Because I offered her 10,000 soldiers or National Guard, and she turned them down. And the mayor in writing, by the way, the mayor in writing turned it down, the mayor of D.C. They turned it down. I offered 10,000 because I could see, I had virtually nothing to do. They asked me to go make a speech. I could see what was happening. Everybody was saying they're going to be there on January 6th. They're going to be there. And I said, you know what? There's a lot of people coming. You could feel it. You could feel it too, and you could feel it. And I said, they ought to have some National Guard or whatever. And I offered it to her. And she now admits that she turned it down. And it was the same day she was, I don't know, she can't be very happy with her daughter because it made her into a liar. She said, I take full responsibility for January 6th.
President Biden?
Look, he encouraged those folks to go up to Capitol Hill, number one. I sat in the dining room off the Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching, begging, being begged by his vice president and a number of his colleagues on the Republican side as well to do something, to call for a stop, to end it. Instead, they talked about these people being patriots and great patrons of America. In fact, he says he'll now forgive them for what they've done. They've been convicted. He says he wants to commute their sentences and say that, but he went to every single court in the nation. I don't know how many cases, scores of cases, including the Supreme Court. And they said, no, this guy is responsible for doing what was done. He didn't do a damn thing. And these people should be in jail. And they should be the ones who are being held accountable. And he wants to let them all out. And now he says if he loses again, such a whiner that he is, that there could be a bloodbath.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
What they've done to some people that are so innocent, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What you have done, how you've destroyed the lives of so many people. When they ripped down Portland, when they ripped down many other cities, you go to Minnesota, Minneapolis, what they've done there with the fires all over the city. If I didn't bring in the National Guard, that city would have been destroyed. When you look at all of they took over big chunks of Seattle. I was all set to bring in the National Guard. They heard that, they saw them coming, and they left immediately. What he said about this whole subject is so off. Peacefully patriotic. One other thing, the Unselect Committee, which is basically two horrible Republicans that are all gone now out of office, and Democrats, all Democrats, they destroyed and deleted all of the information they found because they found out we were right. We were right. And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go to jail for that. If a Republican did that, they'd go to jail.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, I want to give you a minute.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in Capitol Hill. And all those people, every one of those who were convicted, deserves to be convicted. The idea that they didn't kill somebody, just went in and broke down doors, broke the windows, occupied offices, turned over desks, turned them over statues. The idea that those people are patriots? Come on. When I asked him the first two debates we had, the first time around, I said, will you denounce the Proud Boy? He said, no, I'll tell them to stand by. The idea he's refusing to, will you denounce these guys? Will you denounce the people we're talking about now? Will you denounce the people who attacked that Capitol? What are you going to do?
I'm going to give you a minute, President Trump, for a follow-up question I have. After a jury convicted you of 34 felonies last month, you said if reelected, you would, quote, have every right to go after, unquote, your political opponents. You just talked about members of the Select Committee on January 6th going to jail. Your main political opponent is standing on stage with you tonight. Can you clarify exactly what it means about you feeling you have every right to go after your political opponents?
Well, I said my retribution is going to be success. We're going to make this country successful again, because right now it's a failing nation. my retribution is going to be success. But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon at a very high level. His son is convicted, going to be convicted probably numerous other times. Should have been convicted before, but his Justice Department let the statute of limitations lapse on the most important things. But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things. All of the death caused at the border, telling the Ukrainian people that we're going to want $1 billion or you change the prosecutor. Otherwise, you're not getting $1 billion. If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo. That we're not going to do anything. We're not going to give you $1 billion unless you change your prosecutor having to do with the son. This man is a criminal. This man, you're lucky. You're lucky. I did nothing wrong. We'd have a system that was rigged and disgusting. I did nothing wrong.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, I'm coming right to you, sir. You want to respond? Go ahead. I'll give you a minute to respond.
The idea that I did anything wrong relative to what you're talking about is outrageous. It's simply a lie, number one. Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Give your minute, sir.
I didn't have sex with a porn star, number one. Number two, that was a case that was started and moved. They moved a high-ranking official at DOJ into the Manhattan DA's office to start that case. That case is going to be appealed and won. We had a very terrible judge, a horrible judge, Democrat. The prosecutor were all high-ranking Democrats, appointed people, and both the civil and the criminal. He basically went after his political opponent because he thought it was going to damage me. But when the public found out about these cases, because they understand it better than he does, he has no idea what these cases are. But when they found out about these cases, you know what they did? My poll numbers went up, way up. You know that because you're reporting it. And we took in more money in the last 2 weeks than we've ever taken in the history of any campaign. I don't think any campaign has ever taken. Hundreds of millions of dollars came pouring in because the public knows it's a scam and it's a guy that's after his political opponent because he can't win fair and square.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, quote, Donald Trump and his MAGA Republicans are determined to destroy American democracy. Do you believe that the tens of millions of Americans who are likely to vote for President Trump will be voting against American democracy?
The more they know about what he's done, yes. The more they know about what he's done. And there's a lot more coming. He's got a lot of cases down the road coming out. He's got a whole range of issues he has to face. I don't know what the juries will do, but I do know he has a real problem. And so the fact that, could you ever think you heard any president say that I'm going to seek retribution? Did you ever hear any president say that I thought Hitler had some good ideas? What got me involved to run in the first place after my son had died, I decided in Iraq, because of Iraq, I said I wasn't going to run again until I saw what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. People coming out of the woods carrying swastikas on torches, and singing the same anti-Semitic bile they sang when back in Germany. And the young woman got killed. I spoke to the mother, and they asked him. They said, "What do you think of those people? The people the ones who got killed, the one who tried to stop it, and the ones," he said, "I think they're fine people on both sides." What American president would ever say Nazis coming out of fields carrying torches, singing the same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas were fine people? And this is the guy who says Hitler's done some good things. I'd like to know what they are. The good things Hitler's done, that's what he said. This guy has no sense of American democracy.
President Trump.
Jake, both of you know that story has been totally wiped out because when you see the sentence, it said 100% exoneration on that. So he just keeps it going. He says he ran because of Charlottesville. He didn't run because of Charlottesville. He ran because it was his last chance. He's not equipped to be president. You know it, and I know it. It's ridiculous. We have a debate. We're trying to justify his presidency. His presidency, he's without question the worst presidency in the history of our country. We shouldn't be having a debate about it. There's nothing to debate. He made up the Charlottesville story, and you'll see it's debunked all over the place. Every reasonable anchor has debunked it. And just the other day it came out where it was fully debunked. It's a nonsense story. He knows that, and he didn't run because of Charlottesville. He used that as an excuse to run.
President Biden?
And debunk. It happened. All you have to do is listen to what was said at the time. And the idea that somehow that's the only reason I ran. I ran because I was worried a guy like this guy could get elected. If he thought they were good people coming out of that forest, carrying those woods, carrying those torches, then he didn't deserve to be president. Didn't deserve to be president at all. And the idea that he's talking about all this being fabricated, we saw with our own eyes. We saw what happened on January 6th. We saw the people breaking through the windows. We saw people occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why 40 of his 44 top cabinet officers refused to endorse him this time. His vice president hasn't endorsed him this time. So why? Why? They know him well. They serve with him. Why are they not endorsing him?
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate.
Stressed out? Time to refresh your rhythm with Trident. Trident Gum, the fresh chew to refresh your rhythm.
Stay tuned. It's getting dramatic.
That was really well timed.
For 10 years under student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right, it's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. You look at the cost of food where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New Scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now. And it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you. President Biden?
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why? The economy was flat on its back. 50% unemployment. He decimated the economy, absolutely decimated the economy. That's why there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. Provided thousands and millions of jobs for individuals who are in all communities, including minority communities. We made sure that they have health insurance. We have covered, if the ACA has increased, I made sure that they're $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for health care. But this guy wants to eliminate that. They've tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA again. And they're going to try again if they win. We find ourselves in a position where the idea that we're not doing anything, we put more police on the street than any administration has. He wants to cut the cops. We're providing for equity and making sure people have a shot to make it. There's a lot going on, but in inflation, he caused it by his tremendous malfeasance in the way he handled the pandemic.
Thank you. Another persistent challenge is the climate crisis. 2023 was the hottest year in recorded history, and communities across the country are confronting the devastating effects of extreme heat, intensifying wildfires, stronger hurricanes, and rising sea levels. Former President Trump, you've vowed to end your opponent's climate initiatives, but will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
Well, let me just go back to what he said about the police, how close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state is supporting Donald J. Trump. almost every police group. And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. In the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name, and he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening. But when they see what I did for criminal justice reform and for the historically black colleges and universities, where I funded them and got them all funded, and the opportunity zones with Tim, as you know, Tim Scott was incredible. He did a great job, great senator from South Carolina. He came to me with the idea, and it was a great idea. It's one of the most successful economic development acts ever in the country, opportunity zones. And the biggest beneficiary are blacks. And that's why we have the best numbers with them in maybe ever. They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever, the best numbers. He's lost much of the black population because he's done a horrible job for black people. He's also done a horrible job for Hispanics. But when you see these millions of people pouring into our country and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started, and you haven't seen anything yet, it's a disaster.
38 seconds left, President Trump. Will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water, and I want absolutely clean air, and we had it. We had H2O. We had the best numbers ever, and we were using all forms of energy, all forms, everything. And yet, during my 4 years, I had the best environmental numbers ever. And my top environmental people gave me that statistic just before I walked on the stage, actually.
I don't know where the hell he's been. The idea that anything he said is true. I passed the most extensive climate change legislation in history. We find ourselves, and by the way, black colleges. I came up with $50 billion for HBCUs, historic black universities and colleges, because they don't have the kind of contributors that they have to build these laboratories and the like. Any black student is capable in college of doing any white student can do. He doesn't have the money, but now they'll be able to get those jobs in high tech. We're in a situation where the idea that he is claiming to have done something that had the cleanest water, he hadn't done a damn thing with the environment. He, out of the Paris Peace Accord, Climate Accord, I immediately joined it, because if we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius at any one point, there's no way back. The only existential threat to humanity is climate change, and he didn't do a damn thing about it. He wants to undo all that I've done.
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion, and China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. And I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money because they treat us horribly. We were the only ones. It was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it. And it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the biggest heart on the stage. I guarantee you that. And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying our country. They're taking over our schools, our hospitals, and they're going to be taking over Social Security. He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
The idea is that we, in fact, we were the only ones of consequence who were not members of the Paris Accord. How can we do anything if we're not able to? The United States can't get its under control. One of the largest polluters in the world, number one. We're making significant progress. By 2035, we will have cut pollution in half. We have made significant progress, and we're continuing to make progress. We set up a climate corps for thousands of young people to learn how to deal with climate, just like the Peace Corps. And we're moving in directions that are going to significantly change the elements of cause of pollution. But the idea that he claims that he has the biggest heart up here and is really concerned about pollution and about climate, I've not seen any indication of that. And by the way, with regard to prescription drugs, one company agreed that they would reduce the price to $35, which I was calling for, one, voluntarily. I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way,
So every day, millions of Americans struggle just to make ends meet. For many older Americans, Social Security provides a critical lifeline. President Biden, if nothing is done to Social Security, seniors will see their benefits cut in just over 10 years. Will you name tonight one specific step that you're willing to take to keep Social Security solvent?
Yes, make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Right now, everybody making under $170,000 pays 6% of their income, of their paycheck, every single time they get a paycheck from the time of the first one they get when they're 18 years old. The idea that they're gonna, I'm proposing that everybody, they pay, the millionaires pay 1%. So no one I would not raise the cost of Social Security for anybody under $400,000. After that, I began to make the wealthy begin to pay their fair share by increasing from 1% beyond to be able to guarantee the program for life.
So you still have 82 seconds left. Are there any other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent, but the biggest thing will do if we defeat this man, because he wants to get rid of Social Security. He thinks there's plenty to cut in Social Security. He's wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare, both times. And and if you look at the program put forward by the House Republican caucus that I believe supports, is in fact want to cut it as well. The idea that we don't need to protect our seniors is ridiculous. And by the way, the American public has greater health care coverage today than ever before. And on the ACA, as I said, you're in a circumstance where 400,000 people,
man, shut up. You don't know what you talking about. You done fucked the country up, dude. You done messed us up, man.
Only allows them to have that insurance is the fact that they, in fact, are part of the ACA. And by the way, the other thing is, we're in a situation where we talk about education for black communities. I've raised the amount of money for Pell Grants by another $8,000. So anybody making under $70,000 a year is going to be able to get $15,000 towards their tuition. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
So I've dealt with politicians all my life. I've been on this side of the equation for the last 8 years. I've never seen anybody lie like this guy. He lies. I've never seen it. He can look you in the face. I've got so many other things too. And we mentioned the laptop. We mentioned Russia, Ukraine. And everything he does is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation. The losers and suckers story that he made up is a total lie on the military. It's a disgrace. But Social Security, he's destroying it because millions of people are pouring into our country, and they're putting them onto Social Security. They're putting them onto Medicare, Medicaid. They're putting them in our hospitals. They're taking the place of our citizens. What they're doing to the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable. Our veterans are living in the street, and these people are living in luxury hotels. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's really coming back. I've never seen such anger in our country before.
President Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he acknowledged after that he fired that general. That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it, number one. Number two, the idea that we're going to be in a situation where all these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have the fastest growing economy in the world. The reason why we have the most successful economy in the world. We're doing better than any other nation in the world.
You're a liar. Our economy messed up, man.
Those 15 Nobel laureates he talked about being phony. Those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if Trump is reelected, we're likely to have a recession, and inflation is going to increasingly go up. And by the way, worst president in history, 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States.
You the worst.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of childcare, which many American families struggle to afford. President Trump, both you and President Biden have tried to address this issue, but the average cost of childcare in this country has risen to more than $11,000 a year per child. For many families, the cost of childcare for 2 children is more than their rent. In your second term, what would you do to make childcare more affordable?
Just to go back, the general got fired because he was no good. And if he said that, that's why he made it up. But we have 19 people that said I didn't say it, and they're very highly respected, much more so than him. The other thing is, he doesn't
Look
fire
at his
people.
face expression.
He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put him there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that the Afghanistan horror show, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. He didn't fire. Did you fire anybody? Did you fire anybody that's on the border that's allowed us to have the worst border in the history of the world? Did anybody get fired for allowing 18 million people, many from prisons, many from mental institutions? Did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed?
You can't even say
Joe,
that.
our country is being destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate.
Trump.
He is the worst president. He just said about me because I said it. But look, he's the worst president in the history of our country. He's destroyed our country. Now all of a sudden he's trying to get a little tough on the border. He came out with a nothing deal, and it reduced it a little bit, like this much. It's insignificant. He wants open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters.
Get it.
And I don't think we just can't let it happen. Man. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance.
That's
not even
right.
a chance of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden.
We're the most admired country in the world. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity. We're the finest military in the history of the world. The finest in the history of the world. No one thinks we're weak. No one wants to screw around with us. Nobody. Number one. Number two, the idea that we're talking about worse presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up. Go online. 159 or 58, don't know the exact number, presidential historians. They've had meetings and they voted who's the worst president in American history. One through best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture.
That's not a fact.
You can argue they're wrong, but that's what they voted. The idea that he is doing anything to deal with childcare. He did for virtually nothing to childcare. We should significantly increase the childcare tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability.
Why you won't do it?
Women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work, and we should encourage businesses to have.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, the question was about what would you do to make childcare more affordable. If you want to take your minute.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me, I'll show you, I will show you. And they rate me one of the best, okay?
That's right.
And if I'm given another 4 years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever created an economy like us. Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times.
Exactly.
He wants to raise everybody's taxes by 4 times. He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire. So everybody, including the two of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before. All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes. When we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
President Biden?
Look, the fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong about, he's increased the tariff, he will increase the taxes on middle class people. I said I never raised the tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming into the country, you know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to have to pay the difference in food and all the things that are imported. Number two, he's in a situation where he talks about how he has not raised, he's somehow helped the middle class. The middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years, which is going to fundamentally bankrupt the country. You had the largest deficit of any president in American history, number one. Number two, you have not, in fact, made any contact, any progress with China. We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden. Thank you, President Biden. let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number of overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up. Former President Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy. We have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China. So I think he's afraid to deal with them or something. But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries and there was more to come, but he hasn't done that. But he hasn't cut the tariffs because he can't, because it's too much money. But he's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them to do what they're doing to us as a country. They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes of addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country, in every way. And then we had to get tough. And it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought the certain dog that's the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, the way they can spot it. We did a lot, and we were getting very low numbers, very, very low numbers. Then he came along. The numbers, have you seen the numbers now? It's not only the 18 million people that I believe is even low because the gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways. But the numbers of the amount of drugs and human trafficking in women coming across our border, the worst thing I've ever seen, at numbers that nobody's ever seen under him because the border's so bad. But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and byproduct fentanyl went down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we use the machinery that can detect fentanyl. These big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border.
Commercial, guys, 1 second.
That was so musty.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Virginia. Did anybody last night watch a thing called The Debate? Man, that was a big one. But as you saw on television last night, we had a big victory against the man that really is looking to destroy our country. He's the worst. He's the most corrupt, the most incompetent president in the history of our country. And we have to take it back from that party. That's an evil party, despite the fact that crooked Joe Biden spent the entire week at Camp David resting, working, studying. He studied very hard. He studied so hard that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He got the debate rules that he wanted. He got the date that he wanted. He got the network that he wanted. With the moderates he wanted. No amount of rest or rigging could help him defend his atrocious record. It's not defensible. I don't care who you were. You could be the late, great Clarence Darrow. Has anyone ever heard of Clarence Darrow? He was known as quite a good debater. Not as good as your governor, but that's okay. Hello, Governor. I can't miss this guy in the crowd. But his son's much better looking than him. Joe Biden's problem is not his age. It's not his anything, really. He's got no problem other than it's his competence. He's grossly incompetent. You know, they keep saying old. I know people that are much older than him that are doing unbelievable things, making a fortune. I knew a man that at 79, he was never a success, and he made $1 billion, $1.5 billion from 79 to 92. And that's what it is. It's not his age, it's his competence. He's not respected anywhere in the world. Our country is being laughed at all over the world. Biden is using the weaponization of his Justice Department, the FBI, local district attorneys and attorneys general to try and win an election against his political opponent. That happens to be me. You know who I am. Something that actually was unthinkable in our nation, but which is very common in third world countries or in banana republics. That's what he's doing. He's using law enforcement to try and hurt his political opponent. Every one of those things last night, you saw that, was all started by this guy, this crooked guy. And not only crooked, I mean, just so bad in so many ways. He's killing our country. He's incapable of winning based on his far-left policies of open borders, massive tax increases, the Green New Scam. That's a windmill on every corner, most of which don't work. And things like putting men in women's sports, really not a great idea. As every American saw firsthand last night, this election is a choice between strength and weakness, competence and incompetence, peace and prosperity, or war or no war. They like a war. They love wars. You know, they love killing people. It's so wonderful. You know, I'm the only president in many, many decades that didn't start a war. I finished one. I beat ISIS in record time. As soon as I left, we had the situation where Russia went into Ukraine. They would have never done that. And where Israel's attacked. And then we had inflation. And then we had that horrible, horrible event that took place in Afghanistan. The worst, I think the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And it's a choice, though, between a president who puts America first or a train wreck who puts America last. They put America last. Actually, the Democrats put America last. You take a look at that. Look at a guy like Senator Schumer. I've always known him. I've known him a long time. I come from New York. I knew Schumer. He's become a Palestinian. He's a Palestinian now. Congratulations. He was very loyal to Israel and to Jewish people. He's Jewish, but he's become a Palestinian because they have a couple of more votes or something. Nobody's quite figured it out. A vote for Joe Biden is a vote for failure, surrender, and disaster for our country. A vote for your all-time favorite president, President Donald J. Trump. Is a vote for stopping Joe Biden's inflation, stopping the border invasion, and very simply making America great again. It will make America great again. You see these beautiful women. I'm not allowed to use the term beautiful as a politician. In fact, it could be the end of my career. If Glenn ever ran against me, he'd say he called women beautiful, and that could be the end of my career. But they're beautiful. What am I going to do? I can't lie. But you see these beautiful women up here? They come from a place called North Carolina. We all love North Carolina. And this is their 127th rally. And it's hard to believe. I seldom see their husbands, but they're happily married. I said, are you all happily married? They love their husbands. You love your husbands? They put up with a lot, huh? No, they're very happily married women, but it's 127. But I'll tell you, front row Joes even have that. They're about 200 and something, right? They must have made a lot of money somewhere along the line. Do my people treat you good? Huh? They better treat you good. Front row Joes, they become very famous. The question every voter should be asking themselves today is not whether Joe Biden can survive a 90-minute debate performance, but whether America can survive 4 more years of crooked Joe Biden in the White House. In fact, I don't know if we can really survive 5 more months. This is the most dangerous time in the history of our country, in my opinion, and we have a transition period because hopefully there has to be a transition. We've never been so close to World War III before, and if it happens, it will be a war like no other. This because of the threat of certain types of weapons. We don't even want to mention the word, but because of the type of weapons that you're talking about today, and I know them better than anybody. You know, I built our military. I totally rebuilt our military. I know more about weapons than just about anybody. And when you look at the incredible destructive power of these weapons, this will be a war like no other. This will not be two army tanks running against each other and shooting. This is going to be something the likes of which we've never seen. And we have a man who's grossly incompetent heading up our nation, and he's competing against Putin and President Xi of China and Kim Jong-un of North Korea. He's competing against people that are at the top of their game, and he was never really at the top of his game. He was never very good, but now he's really not good. Last night was a defeat not only for Biden, but for the entire radical left Democrat Party and the fake news media who have been lying to the American people as our country was being destroyed. The fake news media, look at all of them back there. Look at all of them. That's a lot of cameras. That's a lot of cameras. That's a lot of camera power. The Joe Biden on stage yesterday was the same Joe Biden who gave us open borders, crushing inflation, rampant crime, 2 new wars, a disastrous Afghanistan embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And the international humiliation, think of it, one after another, international humiliation, one after another. Nobody respects him. Foreign leaders don't respect him. You know, we put up $124 billion more given to Ukraine than Europe. Now, Europe is a lot closer. We have a thing called an ocean in between us, right? So no matter how you cut it, it's got to be more important. Why is it that we're not equalized? Why is it that they put up $124 billion, our people, these people in Washington that don't know what the hell they're doing? You know, I stopped it with NATO. We were spending almost 100% of the money for NATO. And when in my first meeting, I realized, I said, you know, they're not paying their bills. They're delinquent. My second meeting, I said, you got to pay. And they said, well, what would happen if we don't? Then we won't defend you against Russia. And the next day, money came in by the billions. You never saw money come in so fast, Glenn. The money was pouring in. And I took a lot of heat, Michael, on his Mike Waltz. He knows better than anybody on this subject. He's the all-time. He's the all-time. But am I right? The money came in like at a level that was never seen. Hundreds of billions of dollars poured in. And then I took heat from the press because they said, no, I will not defend you if you're not current.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta go, man. I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna stay on live though, because I got some people's in the car with me wanna debate with me about this Trump and this Joe Biden shit. Yes, sir. Trump all day, every day, baby. Let's get it. Donald Trump for president. Donald Trump called Flatfoot, get it. April. I had to go and get my damn phone. You know what they had. Under that girl house. Yep, you already know.
You don't need to be running damn short hands. It's got all that room for people that like I told Shane that he don't make no damn sense. But she came out there to help him with her back. All that damn rough thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You said all that rust was showing?
Yeah, between her legs. You know, right there when she be walking, you can see it. They think she's the prettiest thing in here.
I was in there playing that, I was looking at that pit bull right there.
That's why I don't be walking.
Let me hold your phone, Betty. Call Sonya. I want to make sure, because they know that dog out there, man.
Sonya scared on too.
Shit, I don't want that dog biting my damn baby. Fuck, I to go over there and kill the motherfucker over there.
I know that right. No pit bull.
Your phone dead.
My phone ain't dead.
It ain't on. No, I was in there rewatching that Donald Trump and Joe Biden debate. Yeah. Donald Trump called that nigga a damn a weasel or some shit. Yeah, call him some shit like that. Yeah, that's what he is, a damn weasel shit. That nigga ain't got nothing going on, man. Shit, you better not vote for no damn Joe Biden. You'll be a damn fool vote for that motherfucker. We already going through some shit as it is. You going to this one or the other one? Oh, you talking the one down there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell her we went down to what's the name? I don't want Make America great again. Trump for president. All day, every day.
He gonna get that man.
Hello?
That mind.
Let me talk to your mama. Where your mama? Give her the phone. Hey, you hear me? I'm about to run Aunt Betty and them, the Mr. Over the Willie, down to Travis, and then we going down to Hurlong, look at them cars, but I was calling you, let you know that damn, that pit bull up there, that bitch out. So, I'm gonna try to get back before y'all get there. All right. There you go, Aunt Betty. Gotta hang it up. Shit, we got back early. Joe Biden.
Wish I haven't went with that damn thing. Donald Trump saw something that they were talking. I don't know what that weasel talking.
Trump called that nigga a weasel.
For Donald Trump, I ain't voting for Joe Biden.
You gotta vote for somebody, Aunt Betty, and it's gotta be Donald Trump. Come on now.
No, I ain't.
I don't know why you want to vote for Joe Biden.
I ain't going for now one.
Shit, you gotta vote for somebody, man. We gotta vote Donald Trump. We gotta get Donald Trump back in office.
Donald Trump did the American wrong.
Donald Trump ain't do no damn American wrong.
I'm talking about when he really got them people to turn them to the Capitol, trying to kill up those
Joe Biden the one did the damn people wrong. You see what he did? Let all them illegal immigrants over this motherfucker, and they the damn killed the 12-year-old girl, raped one lady, raped two women, and killed them.
Man.
Just recently, you ain't heard about that shit. Man, you better get on top of that. Y'all lost.
I know a 17-year-old girl got killed when she was pregnant. Somebody killed her.
One of them illegal immigrants that Joe Biden let over here in the damn country. That's who did it. I don't know why y'all talking about some damn Joe Biden. I wouldn't vote for that motherfucker if I had to, man. Fuck that. I'd rather have damn George Bush, Bill Clinton office to have his ass.
He gonna send money, don't send it.
I know that what I'm trying to who?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's supposed to be sending out a $2,800 stimulus check because he know if he send it, y'all gonna vote for him. He feel like y'all money hungry.
I ain't no money hungry, but let him send him $2,800. See will I vote for his ass.
I'm gonna rip mines up.
Shit.
You gonna spend it? You gonna cash it?
I'm gonna spend it.
And you still ain't gonna vote for him?
I ain't gonna vote for him.
I hear you. Well, get down here and check out some of these cars at her loans. See what they got.
I'm trying to get me a couple of lines. I had got me a couple of her loan a long time ago. I had a Mark 1.
Mark 1.
Yeah, and this dude that I was going with, he wanted to take it and stuff and mess up my car. So I called her loan and told me like he got my car and gonna give it to me. So her loan went over there to his house. Take something boys over there and got my car and brought it back in my yard. And he asked me that I would still want the car. And he said if I didn't want the car, they'll give me some money for it so they can, buy the car back from me. Mm-hmm. And so they gave me a couple, and so I sold the car back to him.
I forgot all about that damn human trafficking. I forgot all about that shit though.
Okay.
Joe Biden allowing them illegal immigrants to bring them damn little kids over for them countries and selling them for sex.
Little girl.
Little old girl, 7, 8 years old, man.
What?
Yep, that's a sick motherfucker, boy. That bitch sick. Anybody vote for him sick, just like his ass. Sick.
Don't mind me when the little Mexican boy, they cute.
About the raise one?
Yeah, the raise one.
Man, shit, fuck around and end up killing your ass. Mm-hmm. Shit.
I see the color.
And then Joe Biden talking about he's a Christian, talking about he's a man of God, but call black people's predators. Donald Trump exposed his ass.
I believe he a redneck.
Who?
Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden the motherfucking redneck. That's but he trying to get people to. He want people to think that Donald Trump is the racist individual, so he can get all the black people to vote for him. You remember what he said last time? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But then in the early 90s, You call black people fucking predators and shit, and Donald Trump exposed his ass at the debate about that shit.
Did you hear what he told Joe Biden? Told Donald Trump that, what about this? You brought all them people stuck over there under the Capitol and shooting up big man now.
No, Donald Trump ain't do that. People did that because they knew Donald Trump had got blackballed. They know Donald Trump got shitted out of that election with them ballots. That's why people acted up like that.
Stole them lid.
Man, if he stole if the man stole the election, the ballot, then why the hell he ain't win president? That tell you right there.
He stole it.
Man, that man ain't still. If he would have stolen it, he would have been president. He got shitted. Trump got shitted, not Joe Biden. I mean, not. Huh? No, we good to get down there. I bet talking about Donald Trump stole ballots. He ain't steal no ballots. If he would have stole some damn ballots, he would have won the presidency. That shit came from damn Joe Biden camp.
Donald Trump, now
they did that bullshit.
Donald Trump was messing now.
Donald Trump had America straight. The economy was straight. Everything was straight.
Donald Trump was messing.
Well, I mean, everybody entitled to their opinion. I'd rather have Donald Trump than motherfucking Joe Biden any day. And that's just the bottom line. That man allowed 30 million illegal immigrants to come over here in this damn country, man. And they over here raping and murdering and killing kids and women and shit. That woman, that lady that had them 8 kids, the one that went out hiking or jogging a couple weeks ago, motherfucking illegal immigrants raped the lady, killed her, and damn tried to cover up with damn leaves and trash and all kind of shit. They found the woman's body in the damn park. Joe Biden. That's why we fucked up now.
Yeah, you better come take calls. Maybe be to the store.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the house one time.
Everything high. Gas prices, food prices.
Yeah, that's right too, man.
You go in the damn grocery store with $200, you lucky to come out the bed with 5 bags, boy.
White man was paying his bill. He said, shoot, now the woman.
Who?
He said, shoot, man. He said, everything high. I said, show me. I said, we have to pay my bill. He said, high bill, high too.
Everything high. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand.
The food done gone blue.
And then you got to look at them Hispanic. They got jobs. They get free housing, free Medicaid. They get them bitches food stamp. They give them money every month and free cell phone. I'm a fucking American. I don't get that. So how the hell you gonna look out for them people quicker than? Come on, man.
I got a free cell phone.
Oh shit, that's that shit Obama had. Shit, Joe Biden didn't get that shit to you.
No, Obama gave it to me. He still paying my money.
Yeah, but Obama ain't do the shit he said he was gonna do when he was in office. He did some, but not all.
Joe Biden ain't get nobody no.
Man, Joe Biden ain't got shit going on. That man about to turn, what, 81, 82 years old?
Yeah, already 81.
Donald Trump told him, I'd challenge you in a game of golf. You couldn't even lift the bag, motherfucker.
Joe Biden got mad with Donald Trump. I believe he would have hit Donald Trump.
Shit, fuck around, make Trump knock his ass out.
Damn, toothpaste was looking on his head, hanging down, too.
That shit was funny to talk about.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah, let face talking shit.
I was watching that shit just now, man. I was showing the people that shit, man. That shit was crazy, man.
Yeah, because Donald Trump said something about Joe Biden was saying, and Donald Trump said, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, that's the part he say. Donald Trump said, I don't understand what he's saying. I don't think he know what the hell he's saying.
Yeah.
I say, damn, which was true.
Right.
But they trying to say Joe Biden called Barack Obama and asked Barack Obama will he take his place in September for the next debate because he got medical issues. You ain't got no medical issues. You know you can't beat Donald Trump, motherfucker. That's what you trying to do.
Donald Trump gonna talk about he want Joe Biden to step down. Joe Biden said he ain't stepping down.
Who?
Joe Biden.
He ain't gonna have no choice but to step down. He gonna lose that.
No, he ain't.
Man, you gonna vote for somebody that allowing illegal immigrants over here in your country and putting your life in danger?
A lot of people pray for Joe Biden.
What up? Oh, you're I bet his head.
Yeah, these about the people. Donald Trump said told Joe Biden, you went overseas somewhere. He said, they ain't doing but using you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Listen, you know what? He getting them people's billions of dollars.
And them people told him that they didn't need, ain't nothing going on over there. And Drummond
he
called back and told Joe Biden, don't call back over here in Germany no more, because we don't need you.
What I'm saying, he getting them people billions and billions of dollars, and you got these people, these soldiers, that put their life on the line to fight for this country. They living on the streets, homeless, ain't got nothing going on. He ain't even trying to help them, but you trying to help another motherfucking country out. Come on, man.
No more money on that after what they done told me.
Don't talk that with me. They wouldn't get nothing.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump already said Putin and none of them ain't gonna play with him like that. He said they know not to play with him like that. He said they taking advantage of Joe Biden because they know he's slow as hell.
Yeah, Donald Trump
Slow and old, yep. That's what he said.
Donald Trump might get that money back up from him over there.
No, he can't get that money back. They taking that money, they building motherfucking military shit over there. So when it's time to go to war, they can compete because they using the United States money to build the you know what I'm saying, the most expensive stuff that they can, you know what I'm saying, put together. That's all that shit is.
He's signing over there too.
Man, he done sent them people so much money to, it's pathetic, man. He done sent them people enough money to tear this country down 3 times and rebuild it.
And they told him that ain't nothing going on over here in Drummond. Don't you come back over here no more, because we don't need you. I
know he trying to make it seem like something going over there. See, he want to play the peacemaker role, but that ain't the way to do it, man. Because like Donald, y'all see y'all going down to Travis, right?
I thought you were going down to Williamsburg.
Oh, y'all gonna go down to Williamsburg?
You can.
I can turn up here to go to Willie though.
Yeah.
Across the railroad track, right?
Right.
But yeah, that's all that shit is right there, man. Donald Trump gonna win that shit by a landslide. He ain't losing this time. He gonna get them 4. He gonna get that 4-year term.
How many fish you caught?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I ain't caught none, man. I ain't catching. I lost a couple, man.
You went by yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need nobody. I mean, shit. Redno, he working.
Oh, he had to work tonight?
Yeah, Redno working. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Redno the only one I really be going with. Me, him, and Baba. His son, Jeremiah. I call him Baba. We be going. He be catching them too. Hell yeah. What? Man, that little nigga ain't no what, 6, 7 years old.
He got a little rod.
Yeah, he got a rod, and he got an open face. He be catching them too. Yes, sir. He be catching them.
Better watch that baby from the snake.
Ain't that gonna happen? We be in the boat. And he got his life.
I want to take a child out there.
He got his life jacket.
No.
Yep. What term?
I want to take a little child.
Right here
on.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this players Buck Gibson, ain't it?
I want to take no child in that boat.
But anyway, I'm voting for Donald Trump. If I can vote for him 1,000,000 times, I'm gonna vote 1,000,000 times. We got to get Trump back in office, man. Get the economy straight so everybody can live.
He talking about if he don't get to let the blood go shit.
Oh, Donald Trump?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't lying. If he don't get it, if we go to war, we gonna be in trouble, man.
See, he talking about what he gonna do.
Oh,
Donald Trump.
Man, Donald Trump ain't gonna do nothing to the American people, man. That man deserved to be. He should have never lost. Keep going straight on that dirt road.
Nah, you got good dirt road. Got a little curve.
Oh, talking about on my side?
Yeah.
What you say, Aunt Betty? He said Donald Trump said if he don't win, it's gonna be bloodshed. Yeah, it's gonna be bloodshed. We gonna end up in a damn war fucking with Joe Biden.
No, he talking about what he might do something too.
Man, Trump ain't fit. Man, come on, man. You know that man ain't gonna do nothing like that. Trump love America. That man love America. That's why he trying to get back in office so he can make us great again. Don't no country fear America right now because of Joe Biden. Because of that bull crap he got going on.
You don't like Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, you got some white people don't like Donald Trump, just like you got some white people ain't like some white people ain't like Obama.
What he did.
He ain't did that.
Shit, yeah, he did.
What Donald Trump did? You talking about that COVID?
He did all that stuff to the hill. And all that stuff he did in the president, all that stuff at the White House.
Man, that's talk, man. That ain't nobody got facts.
He got the FBI went in the house and guided.
I'm saying nobody got no facts that man did that, man. We got facts that Joe Biden got this country fucked up, though. We do know that. Man, I hope no damn deal don't jump out, boy.
Please don't talk about it.
I'm just saying, man.
Just take it easy, because these things will die this way.
I know they is. But as long as you ain't driving fast, they can't damage you that much, ain't it, huh?
As long as you have to down right.
Damn, that bitch is gonna break. Yeah, but the president, he said October the 5th, Joe Biden said he's gonna start sending $2,800 stimulus checks gonna start rolling out to all the American citizens.
That's October the 5th.
October.
Why he can't send it now?
Why he wait for 4 years to send it? We've been struggling. Why wait now to send it? Why you ain't send it before then? Because he trying to use that to trick people to vote for his ass. That's all it is, man. That's a that's a psychology move, man. Psychological, that's all it is. And you got people gonna fall, they gonna fall for that shit too, not me. I'ma rip my shit up and send it back to his ass, send it back to the damn Oval Office. I don't even want it. Keep it, man. You ain't doing that for the Americans. You wait almost 4 years to decide to try to do something to help the American peoples out. But you've been doing so much for them daggone Hispanics, man. They buying up all the land, all the stoves around here. They doing all kind of stuff, man. Uh-huh. Back to this way right here?
Yeah, right.
Oh, y'all must be going to get drop a package off the traffic.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I know where I'm at now. That's that pond back down. I can really turn right here.
Yep.
To go to Willie. Oh, I done missed. You know what I'm talking about?
By Clark,
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Damn, boy, Donald Trump, man. What peaches? There ain't no peaches down. I don't think no peaches down here, is it?
I said we got no peaches that time.
Oh, yeah. I know it's a bunch of... I know Travis killed the damn rattlesnake at his house. Man, that son bitch was that big, man.
Travis who?
Travis, where y'all finna go at now?
Out there in the yard.
Right there by his AC, man. That motherfucker, that bitch bigger than me.
Oh, he was on the ground?
Yeah, he was right there at the AC.
Trying to get cool.
You know where the little water drip at?
Yeah.
Man, that sucker was so long, man. I say, boy, if that motherfucker would have hit you, man, the first bite, your ass would have been history. Hell yeah.
He really shot him?
Yeah, he shot him twice. He had to shoot him twice.
Damn.
When you know you got to shoot a snake twice to kill it. They say he put that motherfucking 45 on it. The 22 when it did that.
So they trying to time for him to go back in now.
Oh. Time for what to go back in? Shit, them all just coming out.
No, they came out in May.
No, they aggressive in May. Aunt Betty, them snakes crawl all the way up to October. It's hot.
When they get cold, when they get cool, start getting cool, they go back in.
Yeah, it ain't, you think it's cool?
Well, it get cool in September.
Shit, we got 2 more months with them suckers, man.
We ain't got but 1 more month.
August, this month, the day just the 3rd.
This month and August, yeah.
That's right. And then halfway through September. Damn, this road messed up. Man, I hope Donald Trump win that election, though, man. Damn, boy.
He gonna get that.
If he don't win it, man, we gonna be in trouble, man. I'm talking about we really gonna be messed up, man, if he don't get it, bro. If he don't get it, we done. We history.
I'm talking about on my phone. So I'm talking about Obama, Joe Biden.
Well, Donald Trump. What Donald Trump said about Barack Obama is?
Yeah, he said he don't see how the hell Obama could be a goddamn fucking president. And then they said, why you say that? He said, them big ass ears he got, he can help when the damn missile goes off.
He got a damn way. Obama
Donald Trump say he might.
Obama will say he got a toupee.
What he say about that quack and that duck?
They said Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. No, he said Bill Clinton so damn old, he can't suck his own wife. She out there selling pussy. He said that on the radio.
Oh, damn right. Donald Trump don't give a damn. Donald Trump gonna speak his piece. Keep straight, right?
Yeah.
Keep going?
Yeah, the stop sign.
Then you'll come to a little fault.
That's right, Miss Hall, you right. Keep straight.
Yes, straight. They might talk about me. They might call me Donald. They might call me Donald Duck. Guess what? I'm still quacking.
That's what Donald Trump said. He's still quacking.
Who Terry said he gonna vote for?
Terry said he voted for Donald Trump. Everybody voting for Trump, man. I'm telling you, man, ain't nobody voting for no Joe Biden this time. That's a wrap. He should have stayed. I hope he done stole all the money he could steal. He won't be able to get no more of that free money. Over with.
But this all goes to that ass. That she get up, but she making me sick of her.
Yeah, but Melissa ain't, man. I'm
putting all that fake stuff on my see.
Pocketbooks and shit.
Yeah, be running from men to men to my husband.
Man, that woman, that's something else, man.
Yeah, like I told her, you ain't talking about nobody but Terry, though. That's the only
You can tell people that vote for Joe Biden. You can tell they care. Man, dim your damn lights, man. Okay, there we go. We're gonna play dim it then. We're gonna play dim it, dumbass fuck. Donald Trump. I'm gonna get me some Donald Trump shirts made up. I am. I'm gonna sell them online. I won't. Well, if you want a Joe Biden shirt, you're gonna have to go somewhere else and get that shit.
Stop saying.
And take that left. And he'll be. So this over here by what a man named is matter of fact, I gotta get with him. He got some Donald Trump flyers he want me to pass out for people. Flyers with Donald Trump, vote Trump for president. I gotta pass them out for him.
Most times jump.
Y'all always talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah, cause Donald Trump he gonna make America. You should be saying the same thing. You should be saying the same. Ain't no way in hell a motherfucker that's not from America gonna be living better than me and I'm from the country. Yeah. Come on, man.
But Donald Trump ain't from America.
Where he from?
I don't know where he from.
Man, Donald Trump, where you think Trump from? Yugoslavia?
I don't know where he from.
Man, Donald Trump is an American.
He got all that money.
Yeah.
Got that
Trump Plaza. He been had money. Donald Trump wasn't even taking that president money. He was already a billionaire.
He got a big house in Florida.
Donald Trump got houses everywhere. Donald Trump already been paid. That's what people fail to realize.
They got the stop sign on them too.
All right, and take a left, right? Keep straight.
So with me back, I should have come to China.
Yeah, I would have.
Easy because he be ignorant on him.
No, you blow that horn, them bitches gonna run from that ain't it on.
Yeah.
Every time we come down here, we say, y'all watch out for them deer.
Yep, and I keep blowing that horn. Jump out now.
Yeah, because they make it now.
You can't eat them now, though.
Because they got wolf now.
You go straight across, right? Yeah, because this was Sonny stay at. The morning I gotta go to the house and get them Donald Trump flies again. Yup, there's a black man vote for Donald Trump too. I don't get it though. People say it's an issue called black people vote for Donald Trump, but it wasn't an issue when white folks voted for Barack Obama. And that shit. You got white people voted for a black man, so why can't a black person vote for a white man?
Obama didn't do all the stuff Donald Trump did.
What you mean? Shit, Barack Obama ain't do half of the shit he said he was gonna do.
Well, he did it now.
They're Willie right here. What about? Yeah, he ain't even do half. I see it right there. He ain't even do half of the shit he said he was gonna do. Huh?
You gotta watch that hole.
It's a hole out here? Oh yeah, I see it.
Three trucks. Got daddy's truck.
Who, Willie?
Willie and get rid of that stuff leave.
His daddy truck. That red one?
He ain't gonna get rid of it leave.
I guess that's sentimental value that to him. Want me to blow the horn?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Cut your light on screws like that.
All right, Willie, don't come out of that shoe now.
I'm about to tell Ben.
Huh?
She gonna get going down the road.
Yeah, yeah. I know he got guns in there.
I love both.
He got a lot of them. Shit, don't
Tell Billy I'm coming.
He ain't got no dogs out here. I'm a pen, Miss Hall. I got a pen that. I definitely pen that. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
If I can find it.
Tell him thanks.
He's pen message. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, it's pen. No. Ooh, that ain't cold.
It feels good to me.
Donald Trump for president. Donald Trump for president. Vote Trump. Vote Trump. Vote Trump.
Who's son you voting for? Huh?
Trump. Everybody in my house vote for Trump. Mr. Willie. Mr. Willie. Hey, Mr. Willie. Let me get that Camaro. All right, Mr. Willie. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Tell him I said thank you, Kurt.
I better say thank you. I better say thank you. All right, so you welcome. Oh yeah, we just seen a lot of them. I had to put that horn on them. I know that horn gonna make them run. I know that's right.
Talk to you later. Okay.
All right, Mr. Willie. I go around.
Yeah, go in that circle.
Mr. Willie said he was gonna keep that Camaro till he get out of here. What he was talking about? Till he dies, huh?
Yeah.
How Mr. Willie is? So I can go ahead to the left though.
Yeah.
Go to down. Yeah.
He stay with us.
He was younger than grandma though, ain't it?
He stayed with us when he was
Yeah, I know he was younger than Granny.
Yeah, when can I go with Jump.
When just now?
Yeah.
That was good.
He touched it. The man just scared me.
You had the door on.
You turn that door.
And you scared.
Yeah, I said, yeah, you broke the horn. Ain't hit no horn.
Miss Eva May still living there? How old Miss Eva May now? About 80 something, ain't it?
She probably in her 80s.
And Mr. Willie about his what, 70s?
About 70.
You think Mr. Willie still be trying to climb on Eva May?
He jumped.
Yeah, he jumped.
You should have scared that man like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go skate like that.
What, I go straight across?
You can go back to the
left.
Yeah.
You gotta stop before that stop sign.
Huh? I bet you don't think I see that big ass stop sign. I got the bright lights on.
Yeah, go back to the left.
I'm sure we should have brought light. We ain't gonna be chilling.
Go back there.
So that's Sonny right there. Yep, to the right. That's him. That's I gotta go get them Donald Trump flyers. Yep. Sonny Jones. I gotta go pick them up tomorrow. I'm gonna put some flyers up. No, he stay right there in that trailer. I'm gonna put some flyers up. Try to get people to vote for Donald Trump, man.
There's something.
Huh?
There's something.
Oh, I know you stay inside.
This is still Johnson. No, oh, so this ain't Johnson really. So this Aiken County. Damn. So I'm gonna take a right up here somewhere, right?
Take all the way back to the Big Spring.
It don't sound like no damn tie flat, do it?
I hope it ain't. Ain't you gonna put a tie on?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, well, I know this road messed up too.
Yeah, probably the road.
The other day I was riding like this.
Them things in the road. You better check it when you to the stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that on. That don't sound right. That sounded like that the other day when I had a flat going down the damn road, man.
You must be done ran over something.
I hope I haven't. I could have took this turn here.
Yep.
I am gonna take it too.
Yeah. I know once I got killed that Oscar Harris.
Where you got killed at?
In the boy got killed that. That's dope.
Yeah. Shit, that sound like a damn tire, man. I don't feel like changing no damn tire tonight, boy. Donald Trump ain't here to help.
Joe Biden. He'll win.
I know that shit, right?
Kurt know he's messy.
This one straight up here. That's straight too. I guess it's the road bumpy like that.
Probably that's the road.
Good night, Miss Athens. Have a beautiful night. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Who is that?
Huh?
Who you be talking about?
The hell up, man. I got plugs in my ear, baby.
I'm probably what car come out how there?
Who?
Oscar Harris.
Talk that white man?
Boy killed back in the store.
That man had some good.
Oh, he killed somebody?
No,
he had some
boy,
good
school
pulling back there.
Grew up in school with they killed him.
Good night, Dixie.
I bet that driver down there with big truck.
Who?
That big truck.
All right now. Damn your damn lights. I'ma start hitting their ass now. Don't damn yours, I ain't gonna damn mine. Straight up. Oh damn, Donald Trump said Donald Trump game of golf, you probably couldn't even tote your own bag.
When Joe Biden was on the thing talking, Donald Trump was turning his head the other way.
Yeah, cause I know he done what he say. He say Donald Trump say shit, whatever he said. I don't know what he said. I don't think he even know what he said.
Yeah.
I say, what the fuck? I started laughing, man.
But he didn't know what Joe Biden
did.
said.
He didn't know what he was saying. He was talking about. They were talking shit about Joe Biden then.
I like he couldn't get it word right.
Damn, what was that Joe Biden the night that he faced off with Trump? He didn't know what to say then, but now you got so much, you know what I'm saying, to talk about.
Yeah.
Man, you in the loss, man. Throw your towel in, nigga. It's over with.
People gonna get the fight to get.
Who?
Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
And then you got people talking about Robert Kennedy Jr. Running for president, Nikki Haley.
Oh, he running for president?
Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr.
He might get it too.
Shit, fuck around and end up like Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, like your uncle.
Damn right. Blow his ass up in the motorcade. Shit, he better fall back from that shit. Be another damn statistic.
Nikki Haley may not get it.
Nikki Haley, she don't even qualify. When I was locked up in prison, when we had that they had that big riot down at Lee County, right? Nikki Haley was the governor then. Yeah. So when they sent the SWAT team in, she came down there. And she walked around the prison yard, came in the dorms and shit, cause a couple of them police officers, they took them hostage. It didn't happen in the dorm I was in. It was in another dorm on the same yard I was on.
Right.
So they took the police as hostage, and they told the officers, they told the damn the people, all they wanted was some pizza, and they could get the damn they can get them back. Yeah, word. They gave them boy life sentences for that shit, man.
You see that pizza they built up on the street?
The one that burnt down.
Not that. They building that back over in Israel, but they putting one in Johnson right there.
Right there by close by the Chinese.
But you know what it was? What that pizza place is being called? Depot.
I can go straight across. Yep. This is what I was talking about right here. Yeah, this gonna take me straight into Rich Spring. Matter of fact, I can come out over there by the tractor plate.
Right down from the Chinese place. Right.
Man, Pizza Hut, man, shit.
They making that Pizza Hut big.
Pizza Hut, man, I don't know, man.
I just told Travis don't have me wait. I ain't got no ride when I was Steven.
Where he at now?
He home.
Shit,
call me when you're on the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all should go ahead and call it, cause I'm about in Rich Spring. I know where I'm at now. I come this way all the time to go fishing. Right here. Little pond right here on the right.
Yeah, when that pond comes.
That bitch got it's some boys, it's some big bad right here. Boys, when I tell you some big bass in that sucker.
That's broad pond.
No, that Titan there, baby.
That's what I I said Claude.
Titan Farm and Claude Dubois, two different people out there.
No, this same thing. That's still his land.
See what it did, see,
Titan just got the water rights then.
No, Tyson married Claude's daughter.
Oh, cause that's with the pond right here. Pond right there. That motherfucker right there, man. It's some bad. I'm gonna go hit that. You know what? I'm gonna go hit that motherfucker there.
Yeah.
They gonna have to run me up out of there.
It's still on the Claude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Claude did.
Man, these roads messed up, man.
I don't think Claude's daughter married on Tyson.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell you it ain't no car, boy, they done cleaned all them, crushed all them cars, man. Ain't shit down there.
That probably made some money too.
Hell yeah, he made some money off that shit. All that metal, all that copper.
Yeah.
Shit, all them damn Cadillac converts and shit like that. Man, that man that made some money. I'm gonna go straight across.
Yeah.
That man that made some damn money, man. See, this gonna bring me out over there about Miss Martha. It's just so many ways I can go over here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly where I'm at now. Donald Trump get president, man. We need to get Trump to fit these damn roads, man.
Now you going straight for the turn back there, straight back tractor plate.
Yup, the tractor plate. That right.
We got the
It's in my other phone.
I just know. I don't know it by heart. I don't know it by heart. I mean, I see it. I know it's a 6. It's a 687. You can Google it though.
Oh, I think I know.
687 something. Damn, I gotta watch for these deals back here, boy. Them motherfuckers, ooh, boy, them bitches to jump out right here. Blow that damn horn.
On that bank.
Hell yeah, off that bank, boy. They eat your ass up coming off of that.
Hello? Hello? Everybody on the phone, baby. Everybody on the phone.
It busy.
Everybody on it.
What you must be, son?
Call Donald Trump. I got his phone number.
Donald Trump got his number.
Hell yeah. Got your address too.
Yeah.
Get your ass right back, bitch.
On the city up there.
So what y'all doing tomorrow for the 4th?
I don't know. I want to go down to Sheila and eat.
So y'all ain't men and them ain't coming down?
No,
I'm gonna say, well, if they ain't coming down, we can go down. We can go to her, go check them cars out her lawn tomorrow. Then. I mean, I ain't doing. I mean, son, you know, gonna be gone.
I told Kurt I ain't cooking. It's too hot to be cooking.
They gonna be down. They gonna be down to what's the name of them? Down to her uncle them house. I should have turned right there.
It's too hot.
No, I can turn right here. Or either I can go straight down and turn that left.
It's too hot. It's too hot to be doing all that.
Say what, I bet.
I said it's too hot to be doing all that cooking on that.
No, I just thought maybe y'all were gonna where I can go this way.
After we
What the hell? Damn, driving like a damn bat out of hell. Damn. Man, I'm gonna get my damn glasses. Shit. Hell yeah, I'm in the damn road, boy. Man. Boy, I need them glasses, boy. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses at nighttime when I be driving, boy.
Yeah.
Why you ain't got them on?
Shit, Joe Biden got the economy fucked up. Nigga can't afford them motherfuckers. I gotta have medicated glasses. I can't afford them shit right now. The economy too fucked up.
Kurt got to get his or go there and pay for.
I get mine next week.
What, glasses? Damn, boy. Man, I ain't been on this. I ain't been riding that way in so long, boy. I just remember it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know that little store open right there?
Yeah.
Hispanics to open that shit up. They down here buying all this shit up, man. These motherfuckers own everything right here.
We'll ride down this way. We ride down this way. Ride down the Baysburg. Then we'll try to go to the pawn store. Then we go to Walmart. Then we'll go back home.
big. Touch that again.
I tell you what, cause he gonna meet you at the Circle K.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I remember right down here. I remember what's the name said. They had Donald Trump said, if you win president, you say you gonna send all the illegals out of here. What about the ones that's already legal to be over here and own businesses? Trump said, I don't give a damn about that. Look at that, they go shooting them firecrackers. Gonna be gunshots in a minute. Oh, this is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
At 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot them firecrackers with them chap tonight. I ain't gonna wait to shoot them things no more.
He gonna be just slow down there.
Oh, the one in Manetta?
Yeah, the one big get our gas in.
Yeah. But you heard I said, I better call Sonya. Call Sonya phone. I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna shoot them fire. I'm gonna pop them firecrackers tonight, man. Let them chap do their thing tonight. I ain't gonna wait. I mean tomorrow. I know tomorrow the 4th, but you can bring it in at what 12 o'clock, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine the best.
I don't know why my phone takes so slow working.
I got that. I'm trying to tell you now. Y'all talking about them Obama phones. We need them Donald Trump phones. Donald Trump gonna send them iPhones out. Yeah, right. That Obamacare, that Donald Trump care now. Donald Trump cares.
You gonna turn that here?
Yeah, I'll take that right up here. Yeah, Donald Trump cares, man.
I've been turning house one time, man.
I've been down there a lot. I've been down there so many times, man. Yeah. I just don't go down there when I see that dog. Yeah. But you gotta watch out.
Damn dog.
Boy, that dog will fuck you up. I already ate the damn UPS man up now.
Went down there, I told Chris, I ain't getting out.
Yeah, you got out up?
No.
Hell no, ain't no motherfucking way I'm getting out. I told him last time, man. I said, man, you know I was coming down here, man. You shouldn't have that dog out, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't with all that, man.
I don't get out why he's down there for that big old damn dog.
That bitch bite me. I want money. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
I don't give a damn. I get called from your sue your ass.
Damn right. But now you know Travis know how far he just be. Travis, you know what I'm saying. You ain't gonna find too many. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna find too many. People like Travis cool like that though, man. He good people, man.
Yeah. You told me if anything y'all want, y'all get about 1,000.
Yep.
900. So y'all about one of my best customers I had.
That's right. Long as you pay him, he gonna make sure you straight. He gonna take care of you. He ain't gonna leave you hanging. That's one thing I say about him.
You talking about getting busy?
I tried to call him, but he ain't answering. I tried to call Sonya, she ain't answering my phone.
Aunt Betty, you sure you tried to call Sonya?
Yeah, cause it won't act right down here.
You don't stay too far from that stove.